as one, I stand as many. Yeah. My story comes more common to everyone here than what the very public will probably know. I come from a second generation where my father was adopted, and we'd lost touch with our culture and who we were individually and as a community. So throughout life, I unfortunately bore the witness and also the troubles of my father. Unfortunately, he wasn't there a lot as a child, so I had to learn that as I grew. During that process, obviously, I picked up some bad habits. So through life, through adversity, I came out at the end of it. I actually started to learn that how I could actually grow was through physical challenges. I learned that by perseverance and through adversity and pushing myself, I built resilience. I now do endurance events. I go and encourage other people. I go and do events such as a good friend of mine, George. He got given two new lungs. And so I went and I helped him run a 10K marathon, 10K in the Gold Coast Marathon that took 2 hours. There's another friend that I joined, we did the Gold Coast Kokoda. He was a young teenage boy who was blind. We did 100 kilometres through the mountains with a team of boys. It was an unreal experience, but from that I learned to connect through community, that we're not alone anymore. By opening up and joining other groups, I learned more about myself. So part of what I do, I run a group called the Big Three. My slogan is strive, thrive, live. Strive through adversity, thrive and build resilience, and live the life that you deserve. So during that process of doing the physical challenges, I also wanted to introduce people to other holistic therapies such as Man Up and Legacy. I understood also the physical benefits of growing, because we have so much pent-up anger that sometimes we just want to go and hurt someone or hurt something. So a great way to get around that, go for a run. Go hit a punching bag. Go do something that's going to physically push yourself to your physical limit, where you drop to your knees and you break down and you cry. From that, you build up. So another form of that, after you break yourself down, where do you go from there? All of a sudden you've got this release of emotions. So what I did is I spoke to a good friend of mine. His name was Murray Tamo. You may recognise that surname. It's James Tamo's father. Great Queensland Cowboy player, and I learned that how great a player he was based on his father. His father was a very daring man who in part referred me to Man Up. So I called up Man Up and I asked if I could do a one-on-one interview with my good man, Sam Matukuere. And from that, I shared that video, and that got shared out, and it got reached out to 1,500 people. It went over to India, it went to America, it went to Aotearoa, and from that, people told me how much this holistic type of therapy was needed. So upon researching that, I had a look and I saw a couple of videos on Brian Tamaki and also his wife Hannah, and I understood why their intention was to go to communities where it was needed, where this therapy was needed for the lower socioeconomic communities who didn't know how to go out and talk, how to reach out to people. And so what this Man Up gave us was open arms. He gave us so now I push people to not only push themselves physically but emotionally and spiritually. I have, from what started from a one-on-one interview with Sam, where I initially didn't intend on attending Man Up, has now turned into something that I myself growing emotionally and spiritually. I could not believe the subjects that we talked about. Jealousy, heartbreak. We're mouldy men. We don't talk about these things. Do we? No. That was my father's. That was the thing that I wish my father had for his generation. He was born in Tamaki. He was sent down to live with the Pākehā family in Christchurch. He lost all connection with himself, his iwi, who he was, and who he could relate to. Man Up and Legacy gives us it. Iwi taku. So now when we come as one, we stand as many. So I'd like to thank everybody. And And if you do want to have a look, check out the Big 3, Strive, Thrive, Live, where I promote Grow Through Challenge. I promote doing events and also going out and trying other means by going out and reaching out to communities such as Man Up. So I'd like to thank you all for listening.
Well, come to Logan home. Yeah. Come to Logan home and come see us. Thanks, Corey.